Previously, on the practice.
Dad!
The principal says he got a phone tip from a parent. Something about you dealing?
Wasn't dealing, that's a lie.
Were they your drugs?
No.
Then why were they in your locker?
I don't know, maybe I was set up.
Do you like my clock? It has a tiny camera in it. A nanny cam. 2 nights ago, I come home, and I find this.
I'll meet him at 4:30. He's gonna give me 8 bags.
But what if I get busted?
My dad says if you get caught, never admit to anything, even to your lawyer, because they'll be stuck with whatever you tell them.
Who gave you the drugs?
Goes by Robbie G. I don't know his full name.
Robbie G.
You know him?
He might work for a client of mine. I'm not sure.
That's nice. Father and son. Both work for the same guy. I told my lawyer I could handle this, but I forgot to ask whether I needed witnesses to do this.
To do what?
To serve you with this petition.
Change child custody?
I don't think you've been a positive influence in Kendall's life.
I expect we'll do okay. No judge likes to cut off custody. But Eugene, we could be in for a real fight here.
I know.
She hired Solomon Tagger. Where she got the money to do that, I don't know. What I do know is this guy doesn't fool around. If I have to get ugly, you have to let me.
I don't want you tearing her up, Bobby. At the end of the day, she's still my son's mother.
And at the end of the day, we want you to still be his father.
Dad?
Kendall, what are you doing here?
I just came. I took the tea.
Your mother know?
No. What's going on? I had to meet with those doctors and stuff. Why is nobody telling me what's going on?
Your, mother thinks, you're getting involved with drugs has something to do with my influence. And she thinks it would be best if you didn't spend time with me.
Ever?
Just for a while.
But you're my dad.
It isn't about that. It's... She's doing what she thinks is best. She loves you just like I do. We just disagree on what's best.
And she's asking some judge to stop you from being with me?
Something like that, yeah.
First,
The Guardian ad litem, Tanya Morrison. She takes a strong position. She's tough.
Who's the judge?
Bender. Come on!
Miss Campbell.
Hi.
Hi.
Listen, unfortunately, we weren't able to reach a plea, so we go to trial.
Okay.
I'll be putting you on first, and remember, we talked about his attorney. Listen, I'll do what I can to protect you, but the main thing, you have to keep your composure.
Okay.
You won't let her get brutalized up there.
This attorney's tough. He's known for trying anything.
She's going to be attacked, isn't she?
Well, defendants get the right to confront their accusers, Mr. Hayes, and this one will.
Kendall has an above-average IQ, but he appears to be lacking some moral sensibility with regard to his behavior.
What do you mean, Doctor?
With the drug arrest, he focuses on the illegal search rather than his own bad acts. And in lying to his parents about it afterwards, he focuses on how his denial skirted the truth.
Come on, Doctor. Growing up, my children threw every excuse imaginable at me. Isn't that just being a kid?
The normal kid understands when he's done something wrong and uses the excuse as a way to escape punishment. With Kendall, it's almost as if he believes the excuse nullifies the bad act, and therein lies the problem.
To what do you attribute Kendall's behavior?
There could be a lot of factors, but I do believe a significant one derives from contact with his father.
He's a bad role model?
I'm not saying that. Likely he's a great role model. I'm saying that contact with him is having a negative influence.
A good model with a bad influence?
Mr. Young is a criminal defense attorney. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I know that Kendall is somehow processing right and wrong through his father's eyes. And it's resulting in a blurring of the lines for him.
how many hours total did you spend with Kendall?
About 6.5.
And in 6.5 hours, you find that Eugene Young is a bad influence on his son?
Yes.
Because he's a criminal defense attorney?
Because of the emotional and behavioral impact he's had on his son.
Because he's a criminal defense attorney?
Mr. Young faces tough moral choices. Maybe he has a handle on it, and maybe he doesn't.
You say Mr. Young faces tough moral choices. Do you have any evidence of Mr. Young acting amorally?
Well, I think defending somebody accused of murder is perhaps...
It's immoral for a criminal defense attorney to represent murder defendants?
I'm talking about how it impacts on a child.
It's your opinion that children can't process...
Your Honor, he's not letting the witness finish.
I agree. Let her complete her response, Mr. Donald.
Of course, every defendant deserves representation. Most 11-year-olds can appreciate this. I'm speaking as to what's going on with Kendall.
Thank you, Doctor, but how...
I still haven't finished. By defending these people, the drug dealers, the people that use drugs, Kendall sees an implied endorsement of them. Dad says these people are okay. Dad says what these people did wasn't so bad. Dad says it's the police who are at fault. These are the things this kid is processing. It's not coming from his mother.
Thank you for taking the time.
Sure. I'm going to have Lucy take notes if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, as I said on the phone, I'm a practicing child psychologist, and I was recently discharged from my job for grounds I believe to be illegal.
And what were the grounds?
I developed a condition in my eyes, which they cited as cause.
What kind of condition?
It affects the muscles and, well, as you can see, I'm rather cross-eyed. Can you tell?
Well, since you mention it. And this is why they fired you?
Yes. It's a bilateral nerve palsy. I got it from a head trauma. Ms. Washington, it does not render me disabled. I have been and continue to be an excellent psychologist. I'm very good at what I do.
I spent most of the afternoon walking around window shopping, then I walked to my car.
And what happened?
As I started to pull out, that man, he jumped in the passenger side.
What did you do?
I tried to jump out my side, but he grabbed my wrist so I couldn't get out.
What happened then?
He pulled a knife out of his jacket and pressed it against my neck really hard.
Tell me, what was going through your mind?
Fear. I was thinking, if he had just wanted the car, he would have let me jump out. I thought he was going to hurt me.
What happened next?
I started talking.
You started talking?
Yes. I started telling him about myself. I thought maybe if he knew something about me, he wouldn't want to kill me.
Why did you think that?
I read that one strategy with an attacker is try to humanize yourself with them so they won't kill you.
And it worked?
Yeah, I guess so, because he told me to get out, which I did, and then he drove away.
Any bruises on your wrist or your neck?
I don't think so.
You never went to a hospital?
No.
Can anybody account for your whereabouts that afternoon when you say you were window shopping?
Not that I know of. I was by myself.
Did you also kiss Randy Strunk?
Excuse me?
The truth is, you met Randy, you had consensual sex with him, and then you loaned him your car. Isn't that what happened?
Are you crazy?
You would never sleep with someone you just met?
Objection!
It's a fair question.
Sidebar, Your Honor.
She's been known to pick up men and not just with her car.
You gotta be kidding me.
She's a social girl. I'm just showing
That is completely irrelevant. Even if it were true, a victim's sexual history is inadmissible. Rape shield.
This is not a rape. Rape shield doesn't apply, and I am entitled to cross-examine my client's accuser.
I won't let you go there, Mr. Dawson.
You don't know this woman, Judge. She's a real...
Problem is, counsel, I know you. You're not going there.
He's a good man and, in my opinion, a very good father.
Well, then why are we here?
We're here because of the world he lives in. My ex-husband fights for bad people. My son attributes some idealism to this world. The influence scares me. He's begun to deal drugs with a sense of pride even, a pride that he gets from his dad.
Objecting that?
It would be one thing if he came home wanting to defend criminals. But to identify with them as role models, this is beginning to happen.
Have you talked to your ex-husband about this?
My ex-husband breathes this world. That's what led to us splitting up. He's inside it. He defends these people on a mission. It was more important to him than being a husband, more important than being a father.
Objection, that isn't true, Sharon.
Mr. Young.
You know that's not true.
Mr. Young, take your seat.
I know you love him, but you don't see what you're doing to him.
Miss Young, please do not address your ex-husband.
That was a lie.
It doesn't
You
matter.
just sat there.
Eugene.
You just let her go on with
I'll
that.
get my
You
chance
should
on the
have shut
cross.
her down.
Eugene, you know she gets to tell her side. You know I had to let her.
She knows my values. She knows I don't honor the people I defend, and she knows Kendall knows that.
Taggart probably told her to come on strong. Like I said, these kinds of fights you don't win by holding back. Eugene, now it's my turn. I don't want to hold back. Anything you got in her that I can use, now's the time to tell me. I'm friends with Sharon. I don't want to go after her. But if you want your son back, I have no real choice. And you have to help me.
How long was it? From the time Randy allegedly got in the car to the time you got out?
It seemed like forever, but it was probably no more than a couple minutes.
So, you only had a couple of minutes to reveal the personal details that you hoped would spare your life.
Yes.
And the details that you chose to reveal were, of course, the ones that you thought would generate the most sympathy.
I guess so, yes.
You told him you had a settlement coming from a car accident, that you broke up with your last boyfriend because you discovered he was seeing one of your friends, and you have allergies.
I probably did.
Your favorite movie is Braveheart. And you told him you lost your virginity in a car. You tell him that?
I honestly don't remember everything I said. I was scared. I was just rambling on.
Are those things true? If you're not sure, we can always verify them with your insurance company, your friends, your doctor.
A lot of it is true. I was trying to talk to him about my life, make him feel like he knew me.
What I did was fax a demand letter, plus a draft of a motion for injunctive relief, which we can bring before a judge at any time. It did succeed in getting their attention.
Which means?
Dr. Farabee, your boss, and his lawyer are coming for a meeting. I suspect they could be offering to modify your severance.
Well, that isn't what I really want my job back.
Okay, then. I'll take the shot.
Thank you, Ms. Washington.
Okay, I'll call you right after the meeting. I saw you snickering.
I wasn't laughing.
It's palsy, Jimmy. Real funny.
You're the one with the primary physical custody right now, aren't you, Sharon?
Yes.
You're the one spending the most time with Kendall. Possible you share some blame for his problems, or is that just impossible?
I lived with Eugene for 9 years. I know where the blame goes. Plan B, I know that too.
Plan B? What's that got to do with Eugene's parenting?
It's got to do with Kendall always bragging that his dad can get anybody off.
He's a bad parent for the way he defends his clients?
He's a bad influence when it comes to teaching him accountability.
What about you as a primary caretaker refusing to accept any responsibility? What message on accountability does that send?
I'm accepting responsibility to set my son's life back on course. I'm taking the steps necessary to see that he's raised with the right values.
So, your concern in all this is that Kendall learned the right values.
Yes.
And you don't think that Eugene is teaching those values to Kendall?
No, I don't.
And values, that's one of the reasons you got divorced, your difference of opinion on values. You had an affair, didn't you, Sharon?
That was 4 years ago.
How long did that affair last?
Objection, Your Honor. What relevance is an event that happened?
Excuse me, but this witness is saying that my client's character is deficient and that his son gleaned these deficiencies. I should be allowed to question the petitioner on her character.
I'll allow it. Answer the question.
The affair lasted about 2 months.
And during the affair, on more than a few occasions, you told Eugene that you were having dinner with a girlfriend or you were working late, when in fact, you were seeing this man. Isn't that right?
It was wrong. I know that, but...
You were lying to him.
Yes.
And did Kendall know you were lying to his father? What kind of influence?
Kendall never found out about either the affair
So
or...
your son still doesn't know the truth. The deception lives on.
Objection.
Withdrawn. The man you were seeing was married, right?
Yes.
What kind of values does that teach your son, Sharon? What kind of values does he get from a mother's infidelity and adultery?
Objection.
Sustained. Move on.
You complain about Eugene's job. You ever once ask him to quit his job?
I knew he would never.
The question was, did you ever ask him to quit, yes or no?
No, that doesn't.
You ever urge him to demand to be made partner? That ever happen?
Yes.
So this world he lives in, which you so object to, you wanted him to become a partner in it. You get alimony, don't you, Sharon?
Yes.
You make money off this world, you urged him to go for partner, and now you cite that world as ground for parental unfitness. Is hypocrisy a value you pass on to Kendall?
Objection.
Overruled.
Best interest of the child, Sharon, does that include infidelity, lying, hypocrisy?
Objection.
Mr. Donald.
After you drew this conclusion that Eugene's job wasn't good for Kendall, did you go to Eugene and say, hey, what do we do about this? Or did you just move for full custody?
He's not going to change.
You just filed for full custody without so much as a conversation, didn't you, Sharon? Don't you think it could be in Kendall's interest to try to work things out with his dad before ripping him away?
He's badgering her.
Didn't Eugene deserve that much? A conversation?
Your Honor.
Didn't Kendall deserve that much?
He's not going to change!
I love Jerry, and he's a good psychologist. But if he can't connect with patients...
What evidence do you have that he can't?
Look.
Have his patients left him since he established this condition?
Some have.
But most haven't.
The problem is I need doctors who can help build our clinic. He's unable to bring in new business.
You've effectively discharged him for a medical condition.
No, the discharge was predicated on the inability to perform the functions of the job.
What if he wears dark glasses?
How would you feel about a therapist where you can't even see his eyes?
I deal with it.
Look, part of the job is cultivating new clientele. Jerry is unable to do this. Look, I like the guy. I wouldn't do this if I didn't have to.
I'd seen Lynette Hayes around, and I'd always wanted to meet her. I saw her walking across the street looking into some store window.
What did you do?
I thought, what the hell? So I crossed over and I went to say hello.
And what happened?
Kind of put a light hit on her. She seemed receptive, so we just started talking.
How long were the two of you talking out there on the street?
A few minutes. And then we started walking. We got to where she was parked, and then we were just leaning against her car, talking some more.
Did the two of you get inside the car?
Yeah. We were getting kind of cold standing outside. She asked me, did I want to get in?
What happened once the two of you were in the car?
She ran the heater for a while, and we listened to some music. And we fooled around.
So after just meeting you, she found you so irresistible she just had to have you.
I guess so.
Then you made such a favorable impression she just gave you her car?
No. She loaned it to me. I had lost track of time, and I was really late for a job interview that I had across town. The job was really important to me, and it was too late for me to catch a bus.
So instead of offering to drive you herself, she just gave her car to a complete stranger.
Well, we weren't total strangers at that point. And anyway, she had some things she needed to get done, and so I was supposed to meet her back there at that street at 5 o'clock.
But you decided to keep the car instead.
I got lost trying to find the warehouse across town where I was supposed to meet with this guy in shipping and receiving. Anyway, by the time I got back, she was gone.
So you figured free car?
No. I didn't have her phone number or her last name. I was searching for her registration, and that's when the police arrested me. That's the truth.
Still love me?
She started it. I know that.
And she's not finished, Eugene. Tomorrow morning, you're on that stand. They'll be coming after you.
Yeah.
You can't lose control. You can't seem erratic or volatile. You have to remain calm in that chair.
It's a little easier said than done.
You'll do it because of the stakes. You'll do it.
I can't figure how this happened. Custody battles, divorce. I know how it can turn into runaway hate, but Sharon and me, we get along. We still love each other. I know we both love Kendall. How'd this happen?
What's up?
Well, I guess my radar. What's going on?
Lynette, I could be way off, but I get a gut feeling with witnesses, and after listening to Randy Strunk's testimony, it had a believable ring to it.
You're not serious.
There's just a couple of things that don't exactly make sense. After he took the car, he then returned to the same area. He didn't change the plates. He acted like an innocent person.
Why would I say he just stole my car?
Is it possible you thought he did when he didn't come back soon enough?
No. He carjacked me.
Mr. and Mrs. Hayes, could you excuse us for a second?
Oh, what's this about?
I need to speak with your daughter in private, please. Lynette, if you are making this up, a man is facing jail.
I'm not making this up.
He carjacked you.
Yes.
Look, I know it was your father who reported this to the police. Are you just sticking to the story you gave him?
No. It's the truth.
If anything, Kendall needs to spend more time with me, not less.
How did Kendall get those drugs?
He got them from someone who works for a former client of mine. It was an unfortunate coincidence.
Did you ever introduce Kendall to this former client of yours?
Of course not.
Have you ever in any way conveyed to Kendall that it was okay to take or sell drugs?
No.
Why do you think your ex-wife blames you for Kendall's problems?
Sharon has always had ideological problems with my job. I think when this arrest happened, it hit a lot of nerves and fears. I also think she blames the failure of our marriage on my job. And she's reliving a lot of that anger, I guess.
Can you understand that?
I can understand her fear. When Kendall got arrested, I was afraid too. I also got angry. But I do not understand her punishing me. And I certainly don't understand her punishing Kendall. And that's what you're doing, Sharon.
Your son got arrested for possessing drugs that he bought off of one of your clients.
That was a coincidence, as I said.
Your lawyer, Ms. Front, she was recently arrested on drug charges herself, wasn't she?
Those charges were dismissed. She was set up by the police.
That's exactly what Kendall said when you asked him how the drugs ended up in his locker, isn't it?
Except in Eleanor's case, it was true.
A client dropped a bag of what was thought to be drugs on Ms. Frutt's desk.
That's right.
And when asked who the drugs belonged to, Ms. Frutt responded, I don't know, didn't she?
Yes.
But she knew where the drugs came from, didn't she?
As lawyers, we have a duty not to betray our clients.
So Ms. Frutt did the right thing by lying.
In that context, it wasn't lying.
It was telling the truth?
No.
Which was it?
It was protecting our client, which, as you well know, we have an ethical obligation to do.
Yes. Did you sit down and explain that to your son, Mr. Young?
Kendall knows about our duties.
I'm not talking in general. I'm referring to that specific occasion after he witnessed Eleanor Frutt lying to the police. Did you sit down and explain the situation to him?
Not that time, no.
Can you honestly say that you have taught Kendall right from wrong, truth from lies?
I have never, ever encouraged my son to break the law or to lie.
My dad says if you get caught, never admit to anything, even to your lawyer, because they'll be stuck with whatever you tell them.
I never told him that.
Is that the truth or a justifiable lie?
Objection!
Kendall knows what I do for a living, Mr. Taggart.
Yes, in fact, he spends a lot of time at your office, doesn't he?
Until this happened.
He was right there when the police charged in with their guns, arresting Eleanor Frutt. He was even in the line of fire, wasn't he?
You know that wasn't a common occurrence.
On average, how many waking hours a week do you spend with your son outside the office?
I work a lot of hours. That's why he's with me at work.
And that's his exposure to you, isn't it? Eugene Young, the lawyer.
And father.
Father at work. Reference was made earlier to Plan B. What is that?
It's a defense strategy.
More specifically, it means accusing someone in open court of committing the crime.
Basically.
According to recent court transcripts, you accused a brother of beheading his sister even though you didn't believe that he was really involved in the death. Correct?
Yes.
Ever sit down and talk to Kendall about why you do these things in court?
Yes, I have.
Ever been booked on assault, Mr. Young?
Once. The charge was dropped.
And you got mad at one of your clients who sodomized two young boys. You beat him up in open court, right?
Objection. This has no relevance.
Everything is fair game. You made that clear.
All right. I'll give you a little latitude, Mr. Taggart.
When this case was filed, you were under court order not to discuss the merits of it with your son, Kendall. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
You talked to him about it 2 nights ago?
He was confused as to what was going on.
You basically tell him that his mother was wrong?
I told him we disagree as to what was best.
Well, would it surprise you if he went home with the idea that you thought she was wrong? Night before the hearing, you violate a court order. Position your son on your version of the merits. Are these the good footsteps for a son to step in?
He's being fired for a medical condition that's contrary to law.
He's being terminated for an inability to perform the functions.
Appearance is not a function. He has 6 nerve palsy brought on by a head trauma, and there's no...
Look, I don't know much about psychology, counsel, but I do suspect that if I were to go see a therapist to unearth my troubles, it wouldn't help to have him look back at me cross-eyed.
And that is bigotry. So he looks different in a tie.
Step up here, Mr. Pyle. Dr. Pyle. Okay, I'm looking to get an idea. My mother-in-law has got delirium. Tell us what that is.
Delirium is basically a disturbance of consciousness. It can affect cognition, often manifested by a reduced clarity of awareness of the environment. It can cause focus problems. Attention deficit problems are common. The person is frequently easily distracted by irrelevant stimuli, and it's often difficult to engage in long, sustained periods of conversation. There's also disorientation as to time.
I'm sorry, I'm upholding the discharge.
Your Honor.
Ms. Washington, this may not seem fair, but it's tough to take him seriously.
You can't penalize him for something he can't control.
Nor should I penalize them. Dr. Pyle, you may be an excellent doctor, but medicine is business these days, too. And under the adage, you only get one chance to make a first impression, I have to sympathize with the defendant as well.
This isn't fair.
And your problem, young lady, is that you think justice is fair.
I'm not a big fan of ex parte. What's the mystery?
I'm not sure I have good faith belief in the defendant's guilt anymore.
Why?
I guess it comes down to credibility. My gut tells me she fed her father this story. He insisted on the arrest, and she's cornered.
What have you got to support this?
Oh, just listening to their testimony, I think I believe him.
So what? You're not the jury.
Still, if a DA doesn't have a good faith belief...
That may affect your bringing the charges, but your weighing the testimony is irrelevant. Come on.
And if I brought a motion to dismiss?
Forget it. And don't tank your closing either. Defense attorneys aren't the only ones with obligations in that room.
Why'd you do this, Sharon?
Here you go, disobeying another court order. We're not supposed to talk about this outside.
Why'd you do this?
I know you love him. But I also know I'm losing him. If it were to you, Eugene, I could deal with it. But I'm losing him to something that... He's a good kid, becoming a bad kid. You don't see that either because you don't want to, or you can't.
Do you really think he's better? Cut off from me?
Yes.
This isn't about who's a better person or who loves Kendall more. It's what's in the boy's best interests. We've listened to the guardian ad litem, somebody who is neutral, linking Kendall's problems to his contact with his father, a boy losing an ability to distinguish right from wrong. We all saw that tape. An 11-year-old boy versed on the how-tos of drug dealing. Who in this room wasn't horrified? Eugene Young was sued for intentional infliction of emotional distress when in open court he accused a brother of killing his own sister, an allegation he admittedly didn't really believe. And in defense of Eugene Young, his colleague, Jimmy Berluti, described him as being in extreme denial, a man struggling to survive what he does for a living. That struggle is affecting Kendall. We're not asking for punishment or that it be permanent, but for now, we have to follow Dr. Morrison's recommendation and appoint Sharon Young as full custodian. In the end, it's not about a mother or a father. It's about the welfare of an 11-year-old boy who very clearly needs help.
We see young kids in this room every day arrested for drugs. We don't take them away from their parents. Just the opposite. The courts usually plead for the parents to step in. That's exactly what Eugene Young would like to do. This is a huge overreaction to a bad event. There is nothing to even suggest any parental unfitness. Mr. Taggart quoted Jimmy Berluti's closing argument as evidence. Well, he left out the part of the summation where Mr. Berluti referred to Eugene Young as deeply honorable, dignified, a hero. I second that. So do you, Sharon. There is nobody who's walked through these doors with more honor, more dignity, and morality than the man sitting over there.
If you recant, I promise there will be no perjury charges.
Why are you doing this?
Lynette, I'm just saying if you did make this up.
It's bad enough the defense attorney attacks me. Now the DA goes after me too. He carjacked me. He did.
Randy's drunk. Well, he's got to be the luckiest man in the world. He meets a very attractive woman who, even though she's a complete stranger, just can't help herself and agrees to fool around with him in her car. Then, well, she generously gifts him with her car. That happens every day, doesn't it? Randy isn't lucky, ladies and gentlemen. He's just careful. He chose his victim. He chose the time. He chose a location where there would be no eyewitnesses. Randy chose every single detail of the attack to work to his advantage. And after he got caught, he, along with his attorney, chose the strategy of putting the victim on trial. He said, she said equals reasonable doubt. Go ahead. Put him back out there. Just don't forget to lock your car doors.
My definition of the luckiest man in the world wouldn't be an innocent man convicted for a crime he didn't do. Here's a flash. Sometimes the defendant actually is the victim of false charges. Maybe she thought he stood her up, or duped her, or maybe wasn't really coming back with her car. I don't know what was in her mind when she told her father what happened. But she wasn't carjacked. No bruises, no physical signs of anything violent. She wasn't carjacked. This case reminds me of a question we used to have on tests in school when I was growing up. Orange, apple, pear, hammer. Which one doesn't fit? Here, according to Lynette Hayes, we have an attacker with a knife who took her car, who also happens to know about her past relationship with an ex-boyfriend, among other things. These are things you tell someone you have a personal relationship with, however brief, not an attacker. Something doesn't fit.
I'm sorry.
You tried. Should I appeal?
Sit. We could appeal, but I don't think we'd win. You're not in what we call a suspect class, and there's no special protection for people with
funny faces. So you're not recommending that we keep going with this case?
No.
Well, thank you for your time, Ms. Washington.
I wish I could have been more help.
Well, I appreciate you not laughing anyway. Good day.
Goodbye, Mr. Pyle.
Between all of the back and forth, the one piece of evidence that stands out most is that you didn't try. The boy was arrested, court papers were filed. The fact that you didn't first try, Ms. Young, to work something out, that tells me that you were leading with fear and anger, not necessarily Kendall's interests.
That isn't true.
Well, I'm not satisfied that you've exhausted every possible remedy. Taking away a boy's father, that's severe enough not to be the first course of action. So I'm ordering you both to try again. If you fail, try again. Then maybe come to me. Mr. Young, I am tempted to restrain your son from coming to your office, but I'm not there yet. We seem to have two intelligent and loving parents here. So let's put some of that intelligence and love to work. For God's sake, this is not about you. This is about your son. The petition to modify custody is denied.
Will the defendant please rise? Madam Foreperson, the jury has reached a verdict.
We have, Your Honor. Commonwealth versus Randy Strunk on the charge of assault and confinement for the purpose of stealing a motor vehicle while armed. We find the defendant, Randy Strunk, guilty.
The jury is dismissed with the thanks of the court. We're adjourned.
Good job. Thank you.
He ready?
Not quite.
I'll wait.
Hey, Dad.
Hey.
Just be a couple minutes. Right, almost done. How many tablespoons of water does it take to fill a gallon container 3/4 full?
Who'd use a tablespoon to fill a gallon's container?
Somebody with too much time on his hands. How many tablespoons equal an ounce?
2.
Okay, figure it out.
192.
Good. Last one. This is conversion from feet to meters. Oh, man. Never mind. You go to Europe someday, somebody asks you a question, you answer in feet, they'll look at you like you're crazy.
Because it'll be parish French, and I'm talking English.
Never mind, let's just...
Obviously, shockwaves are running through the entire community, as well as profound grief. Sister Carolyn Oakes was a beloved member of the church. Preliminary reports say she was stabbed more than 30 times.
Oh, can you believe it? Just what I need.
Helen, it's a compliment. High-profile case. You get the assignment.
Too high profile. I don't need that kind of pressure. It makes my face break out.
Police were actually responding to the calls of another kidnapping victim, Cynthia Simonson, when they found the nun's body in a closet. Unconfirmed reports indicate...
The arraignment's when?
9 o'clock.
Maybe I'll stop by on my way and watch.
Why?
Because it's high profile and I want to be there for your first pimple.
Oh, funny.
This is big stuff, Helen. They must consider you their go-to DA. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
Case number 32654, Commonwealth versus Michael Kingston, murder in the first degree.
Quiet down. I say quiet. Anybody who disrupts this room will be removed, possibly to a jail cell. I don't think you want to test me.
Joseph Mapp, the defendant, Your Honor. We'll waive reading.
Helen Gamble for the Commonwealth. We'd obviously oppose bail.
Okay, let's conference. We can set the trial date there. Counsel, I have great respect for the public defenders, as well as your work in particular, but given the magnitude of scrutiny this case is likely to generate, together with the limits on your office's resources, Miss Joe, would you step up, please? Miss Joe, did you hear me? Would you please come forward?
I hope you're not thinking of...
You win. Congratulations.
Your Honor.
Get together with the DA. Let's conference as soon as possible.
Your Honor, I regretfully have to decline. My schedule...
Counsel, this wasn't a request. It's your case. Next.
Case number 32655, People versus Nathan.
Can she really make me do this? She can't make me, can she? Can she make me?
Where is she?
Chambers.
Come on.
Oh, come on. You love these cases. Granted, it doesn't involve a chopped-off head, but still...
We don't want this one.
Why?
You know why.
Well, then humor me.
The victim is a nun, stabbed 30 times. This kind of crime, the stigma will run to the lawyers defending the psycho who killed...
Again, I keep going back to the client who cut off the girl's head. You defended him.
He was innocent.
To the public, he wasn't, so you faced the same stigma there, Bobby.
Which is why we don't need to be the lawyers on this one.
Plus, the district attorney is my roommate. That's grounds for disqualification right there.
Not if the judge is convinced you'll rise above the potential conflict, which I am.
Helen Gamble is also an ex-girlfriend of mine.
You've tried cases against her before.
Your Honor...
Bobby, if I were to recuse you every time you've slept with the other side...
Hey!
There's already a lynch mob mentality out there. You can see that. I need to ensure he gets a legitimate and zealous defense. You people fight for murderers better than anybody.
You can't force us to take this case.
Of course I can. It's exactly what I'm doing. Go defend him.
I
got him down to straight probation. I think we should jump.
But Jimmy, if I take any guilty finding, I lose my job. I've got a morals clause which says any criminal conviction.
Maybe we could talk to your boss.
He can't waive it. No, there's a precedent. This is a company with 32,000 employees. This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
Mr. Burroughs, it's not like you didn't commit the crime. You offered the woman money.
But I never would have. I am sitting in a bar, I'm minding my own business, and she came up to me.
We're gonna go with entrapment.
Is there any chance we could win?
Yes.
But not a good one.
Miss Washington, it isn't exactly like my life has a lot of dimension. I have a job, which I've put in 16 years at. I've been a complete company man, and they say I could stay on, but not if I have a guilty finding. I want to roll the dice, Jimmy.
This is bad.
What can I tell you?
First of all, if this thing goes to trial, we lose a fortune. The court-ordered fees are minimal.
I don't care about the money.
What's with the panic then? We've done nasty cases before.
This was a nun, Eugene. Stabbed repeatedly.
I understand, but we defended child killers. Are you upset on religious grounds?
Have you been watching the news?
Look, we could bring a motion before a different judge. Try to get out.
Arguing what?
Hardship, that we're too overloaded to
That won't fly. Look, we've been assigned the case, so we do the job. Lindsay, meet with the client.
Oh, great.
Eleanor, I want you to draft up a motion for a gag order. No doubt Helen will be trying this case in the media every chance she gets. You and Lindsay will try it if it gets that far, since we're better off with women.
I'm moving out of criminal, remember?
Never mind. Eugene, I'd like you to do a memorandum on changing venue. We should try to move this thing out of Boston.
How about L.A.?
Lucy, good. All calls from the media. We have no comment.
It isn't fair. The guy is like this sad sack. It was entrapment.
What do you want from me, Jimmy?
You know, I would never ask a favor in a million years that I thought was, unethical.
I don't know that, actually. But go ahead.
The guy is getting a bum shake. He's worked hard in his job, and he's about to lose it because some undercover cop got him aroused, and it's vintage entrapment.
So make the argument.
I'd like to make it to you. Judge Cohen's going on vacation. This thing will get transferred to one of 6 divisions, including yours. I know Mark Patsos, the clerk. I'd like him to steer it your way.
That wouldn't be a good idea. I wouldn't kick it. From where I stand, your client committed the crime. And second, I don't appreciate you're even asking what you're asking. It amounts to an ex parte communication. It's wrong, and you know it.
I got a good guy here.
I don't care.
Fine. Forget it. Fine.
You're angry now.
Just forget it. I gotta go.
Hey, Jimmy. Look, I understand that you want to help your friend, but you have to understand that once I put on that robe, I don't play favorites for anybody.
I thought I'd just take a shot.
Oh, I do like that. You do take your shots. Say, why don't you come back in a couple of hours, when the rope is off?
Hello, I'm Lindsay Dole.
I know. I was there at the arraignment, remember?
Yes. Okay. First off, attorney-client privilege. Anything you say obviously goes no further,
Yes,
so...
but you don't want me to be too truthful in case I want to testify. We have to preserve you from lawyer ethic problems.
All right. Any thoughts on how a sliced-up nun got in your apartment?
I haven't a clue. How's that?
This woman, Cynthia Simonson, who called the police, was she being held captive?
Shouldn't you get to know a little bit about me first? I mean, I'm sure a nice person such as yourself has conflicts defending something so vile as me.
I kind of stay emotionally neutral in my cases. So let's just stick with the facts of the case. Let's start with the underlying kidnap charge on the girl.
I didn't kidnap her. She came back to my apartment, willingly. She just found herself locked in. And that would be false imprisonment, by the way. That's a distinction from kidnapping. This isn't your first case, is it?
No, it isn't.
Because you got a little virgin thing going on. Well, not that I don't like it.
Look, Mr. Kingston, You're in jail right now either because you killed somebody or somebody else played you for the perfect dupe. Either way, I consider you pretty stupid. And if you think you're going to intimidate me somehow, we can just forget that because I really don't have the time. I'm representing you because a judge ordered me to, and I will defend you as best I can, but don't mistake my efforts for caring. You disgust me.
The reason he even knew her is because she reached out to help him.
How so?
He would show up at the church sometimes, angry, despondent. One time, Carolyn approached him. That was the thing about Carolyn. She was there for everybody.
Being there for him got her killed.
3 nights ago, she went to see him?
Yes. She got a call from him. And he asked if she could come visit him at his apartment. She knew nothing about his criminal record. We told the police all this.
I understand, but his lawyers are good, and they may take this to trial. I just don't want to be surprised by anything. For example, they might even claim that Michael Kingston and Sister Carolyn were having a physical relationship.
What?
Their job is to get him off. They're not beneath arguing anything.
Carolyn wasn't having any physical relationship. If that's gonna be their legal strategy, good luck to them. They got the wrong nun. She went there to help a man she thought was in need.
Miss Gamble, you are going to put this man in jail, aren't you?
Yes, I'm definitely gonna do that.
This woman, Cynthia Simonson, you say you didn't kidnap her.
I met her at a bar in Kenmore Square. She left with me, happily. She was at the bar with friends, ask them.
And you came back to your apartment.
To play Scrabble.
We're back to being cute now?
She left with me to spend the night together. Which we did.
And why'd you keep her locked up inside?
I didn't. I went out to get coffee in the morning, and I have a barred door with padlock. It's the only way it locks.
And the reason you have a barred door?
Safety. Don't want to get ripped off. Plus, which I had a nun in my closet. I didn't want people popping in.
You got your car here?
I walked.
Well, you won't be walking back. We'll get you to a cab.
You know where the back entrance is? Yeah, I'm using that.
Why me? Why always me?
Well, it won't be you from here on in. I'll be with you every step. What about the supposed kidnapping of the college girl?
He said she went back to his place voluntarily.
What difference does it make? He carved up a nun.
Oh, may raise Fourth Amendment issues. Do we have an address on her?
Yeah, it's in my coat pocket, probably soaked in yolk.
Eleanor, try to talk to this girl. Eugene, I guess we should try to make contact with Dr. Crane in case we want to go with insanity.
Dr. Crane charges $5,000. This is court appointed. The state will never authorize that.
Just give him a call in case we want to go that route. Give him what he did. There's got to be a chance he's insane.
So we're going to the mat for this psycho.
Do we have a choice?
We had a few drinks, talked.
And at some point, officer, you told him you were a prostitute.
I said I was lady of the evening, yes.
And how did Mr. Burroughs respond to that?
He was surprised at first, maybe shocked.
What happened next?
We kept talking. I eventually asked him if he'd like to go upstairs to his hotel room. He said yes.
Did you ever quote him a price?
$400.
And then?
We went upstairs. He paid me the money, at which point I told him I was an undercover police officer. I placed him under arrest, read him his rights, and took him into custody.
Why were you working this bar undercover?
Mainly because high-priced call girls were. It was a problem.
And this was an upscale hotel bar, right, officer?
Yes.
A lot of out-of-town business people frequented, including many law-abiding people, right?
Yes.
In fact, mostly law-abiding, wouldn't you say?
Probably.
And you weren't out to sting my client specifically, were you?
No.
In fact, you didn't even know who he was when you sat down.
No, I didn't.
And when you first sat down next to him, you told him you were an executive secretary. Isn't that right?
Yes.
How long were the two of you talking before you said you were a prostitute?
Maybe an hour or so.
An hour or so. So for a while, he could have thought, hey, this woman thinks I'm attractive. That possible?
I guess.
You guess? Well, in fact, that was the idea, wasn't it?
I suppose it was.
So before you told him that you worked for hire, you think it was possible he was already hoping maybe something could happen upstairs in his hotel room?
I don't know what he was thinking.
Did you feel, sitting there, he was physically attracted to you.
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, I'd like to see her as she was that night.
Objection. There's no point.
It certainly goes to our entrapment defense.
I agree. The court will be adjourned for 1 hour.
Life with parole, we both save ourselves a lot of aggravation.
Are you out of your mind?
He could have been out of his, Helen, in which case...
There's no way I'm making any deal which allows this guy to see the street again.
I understand the public outcry.
It has nothing to do with public outcry. Look at what he did. That's how she was found. You want him free one day?
No. But if you don't offer us something, we have no choice but to go to trial. We'll agree to life.
I can't agree to parole. Come on, did you really expect me to?
I don't feel like devoting 6 months of my life to this guy.
Judge Hiller did that to you, not me.
Could you just walk over to the foreman, hold his hand?
Objection.
A woman like this touches you, it has an effect, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Now smile at him like you did my client.
Objection. Objection.
I really appreciate you coming in.
Oh, you shouldn't thank me too fast. I've absolutely no intention of helping you. Believe me, we completely understand. We just have a few questions. The police say that you were locked inside Mr. Kingston's home. Yeah, it was like one of those barricade doors. And you went there willingly, correct? Yeah, I spent the night.
At what point did you decide that you were kidnapped?
When I woke up, he was gone, and I couldn't get out. The door was padlocked. I called the police. I was panicked.
And when they got there, you told them that there were guns in the closet?
I told them that's what he told me.
And that's when they opened it up?
Yeah, that's the last thing I remember before passing out. When they opened the door and I spent the night with him. I could have been next.
Good news or bad, depending on how you look at it.
What?
We got a shot at getting this case kicked.
Excuse me?
Fourth Amendment. Could be a bogus search.
How do you figure they moved in on a kidnap?
There was no kidnap here, Bobby. He was coming back to the place with donuts.
The police didn't know that.
Bobby, there was nothing exigent.
The arresting officer is taking the stand tomorrow at the PC hearing. If he says what I think he's going to, our little nun killer could walk.
Lindsay, there was a woman locked up inside his apartment and a chopped up nun.
And I'm telling you, we might be able to suppress the chopped up nun.
I don't really want to.
You think I do?
I paid the woman the money. I don't deny that.
But?
But I didn't go into the bar looking for a call girl. I sat down at the bar, I ordered a nightcap, then she sat down.
Okay, but Mr. Burroughs, she didn't force you to hire her services.
We were talking, getting along. You know, I should have known something was up. Pretty women never come up to me. Things were getting flirtatious. And I started thinking, hotel bar, I'm on the road, she says she's on the road, and my mind is going right to where a man's mind goes to in these situations.
Which is where?
My penis.
Mr. Burroughs.
I'm just being honest. I haven't slept with a woman in 4 years. I don't even go looking for it. I'm a realist. But now suddenly I'm thinking, this is a possibility.
And then?
Then she tells me she's a lady of the evening.
And how did you respond?
I was crushed. 1 minute I was thinking this beautiful woman was actually attracted to me. And then the next I come crashing back down to earth. But as we continue talking, I begin to realize why she's sitting there and smiling at me. And it occurs to me that this possibility that I've been so excited about, that still exists. And all of these little dreams I had been dreaming Well, suddenly $400 seemed cheap, and I said yes. She got me as thirsty as she could. She led me to a trough, and then I get arrested because I wanted to drink.
We were responding to a 911. When we got there, we found the girl behind the padlocked steel door.
Then what happened?
We cut through the door, freed the woman. She told us the suspect had guns or something in the closet. We opened the closet door, found the remains of the nun.
After you cut through the front door to reach Miss Simonson, there was no real emergency, was there, officer?
I suppose not.
And did you feel Miss Simonson had the authority to give you permission to open the closet?
Well,
You knew it wasn't her home, right? And by the way, how did you open the closet?
crowbar.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense asks that you suppress the entire contents of that closet.
Quiet down! I'll see counsel in chambers.
It's a no-brainer. No exigency, no plain sight.
The police were responding to what they thought was a kidnap.
But after they went in, they had the girl.
And if there's cause for an arrest, there's cause for a search incident to an arrest.
Did you just make that up?
Hold on.
They could have secured the premises, got the warrant, they could have come back and searched. Instead, they just skipped the warrant.
If there was one kidnap, there could have been two. Somebody clearly could have been in that
Helen,
closet.
don't insult me.
All right, let's just cut through this. I'm told you'd agree to life with parole. Let's just do that.
That offer isn't on the table anymore.
Bobby, I suggest you take it.
Why?
Because that officer could have reasonably believed there were exigent circumstances.
What?
He's a young kid. He comes upon a kidnap.
Hold on a second.
Lower your voice, please.
You stuck us on this case to do a job.
Which I'm grateful for.
And you gotta do yours.
Don't you raise your voice.
You're looking to avoid setting this guy free. I get it, but the search was bad.
I said lower your voice.
There were no exigent circumstances. The suspect wasn't even there. They knew the girl had no authority to say yes to the search. They had to get a warrant. They didn't. They screwed up. And everybody in this room knows they screwed up.
And if you suppress the contents of that closet, this guy walks. We all know that, too. The victim and the weapon were inside.
I'll hear oral arguments tomorrow.
Why?
Because I want to. It's my prerogative. Do you keep forgetting I'm the judge?
Let's not you forget it.
Oral arguments at 10 o'clock tomorrow. I'll see Miss Gamble alone.
Why?
Why?
Hey, out! You better give me something, Helen. I don't want to set him free any more than you want me to, but you better give me something because...
Your Honor.
Go get something. You haven't got much time.
Under the belief this woman was a prostitute, you agreed to pay her $400 for sex.
She had me in an aroused state.
Is that your defense? You were in an aroused state?
My defense is entrapment. And this crime would never have happened if she hadn't come along.
You agreed to pay her $400 for sex.
Yes, Mr. Tisbury. They got me. Good for them.
Your Honor,
No, Jimmy, don't tell me to calm down. Now I'm angry. Now listen, I pay my taxes and this is what I get. The government is waving illegal candy bars in my face, hoping that I will bite.
And you did bite, didn't you, sir?
Which brings me right back to congratulations. Listen, maybe you ought to litter the street with $20 bills next and bust the homeless when they don't turn them in. Oh, really?
What the hell was that?
I'm angry.
Our chance is right on sympathy, and you just blew it.
I don't care when I think about what they did.
No, you did it. They maybe brought you to the trough, but you did drink, Clyde.
I wanted to drink. I wanted to bite, but I didn't.
Because you got arrested before you could.
All right, Clyde, if we can still settle...
No. You know something, Jimmy? I'm a weak person. I know that, but I never broke a damn law in my life.
And you broke this one.
They caused me to, and it just isn't fair.
Anything and everything on search and seizure. Get on Westlaw. Check the Virginia case that threw out Miranda. Forget lunch, forget dinner. I need those citations by 7 o'clock. Go, go, go.
Don't tell me.
The officer screwed up, Mark. Now I'm screwed going in there.
Helen, if he walks, this...
He's going to walk, Mark, unless... Oh. Between now and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I have to find something.
How up-to-date are you on the Fourth Amendment?
The Fourth Amendment is an embarrassment. What else do you need to know? What's wrong?
I may have to set the nun killer free.
What?
Warrantless search. Stupid police mistake.
Oh, God.
Maybe I should just look the other way. Let the appeals court do the dirty work.
That isn't you, Zoe. We both know that.
Suppose I transfer it over to you.
Well, it's not me either. Besides which, I'm having a little thing with one of the lawyers at Bobby Donald's firm, so I'd have to recuse myself anyway.
What?
Oh, Jimmy Berluti. Little frolic.
Have you lost your mind?
What? I'm not supposed to have a personal life?
Well, you shouldn't be having it with lawyers who appear before you.
I don't. That's why I just said I'd have to recuse myself. You know, it's been quite a while since I've seen you smile. It wouldn't be such a bad thing if you went out and got yourself a little...
Never mind. What am I going to do, Roberta? The man viciously killed a nun. I put him back out there. He'll no doubt kill somebody else.
What about the kidnap charge?
It won't stick. They arrested the guy coming back to the house with coffee. The phone in the apartment worked. She was free to make a call. Clearly, she wasn't being kidnapped. What the hell am I going to do?
Nice bomb, Lindsay. Couldn't tell me over breakfast, could you?
No. Sorry.
You know, I realize you didn't want this case either, but still. What you do for a living, it's repulsive. And your little credo of just doing my job, it doesn't excuse it.
Hold on a second, Helen.
No, you hold on. It says something about a person's character, the kind of work that she would do.
You're turning this personal?
The fact that you could represent him, even under court order, and look at yourself in the mirror.
I'm not going to listen to this.
Oh, no, don't. It might kick up a little bit of a conscience.
Oh, give me a break.
No, Lindsay, the breaks go to people who kill nuns.
And the police, because they're always innocent.
The police try to catch criminals, Lindsay.
They don't. Three of them planted a knife in Eleanor's desk trying to frame her and George Vogelman.
I'm not talking about that.
I am. You know, you're crying about...
This guy killed a nun.
And if we could trust the police, then we wouldn't have all these search and seizure rules.
Don't talk to me.
Oh, don't turn this on me. If you were in my position, you'd do...
I would never be in your position.
Hey!
Go to hell.
You go to hell.
Were you up all night?
Couldn't sleep. Sure you could.
Oh, go to hell again.
Lindsay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to take it out on you, but you're here.
You think I want the guy free, Helen?
No.
He hired her. $400. He agreed to pay her. And his defense is what? The aroused penis defense? The thing about prostitution, ladies and gentlemen, we can throw the Janes in jail, but they end up right back out there because they have no choice. Broke, some with drug problems, some with children to support. They can trade on their bodies, and they do. They end up right back out on the street because as far as they see it, there's no other choice. For the Johns, they do have a choice. deterrence works on the Johns. And if we can shut down the demand by going after them, and this man, he had a choice, didn't he? He chose to knowingly break the law, to pay for sex. Now, he has to pay the consequence for that choice.
Entrapment. That's defined as when a person is lured into the commission of a crime that he has no predisposition to commit. And that's this case. Clyde Burrows never would have committed this crime if he had been left alone by the police. That's entrapment. And Mr. Tisbury stands here lecturing you on how we have to stop the Johns. Clyde never was a John in his life. He only became a John here because the police convinced him to become one. And big picture, is this what we want the police to be doing? Staking out law-abiding citizens, baiting them into committing crimes, then busting them. Sure, if Clyde Burrows had been stronger, he could have resisted. Maybe if he'd been more moral, he would have resisted. But he wasn't. He was weak. And thank God we have the police to go out and find the weak and lure them into committing crimes. Come on. The police are supposed to protect us, not trap us. The police are supposed to be catching the people who are out there committing crimes, not finding innocent people and luring them into committing crimes. Clyde Burrows would not be sitting here today but for the actions of a police officer. Is this the government we want?
Donald Young, Dolan Fret. Oh, shut up. Heard of Star 69, you idiot? I'm reporting you to the police.
What's going on?
It's this case. People don't like us doing it.
Absent exigent circumstances, the police cannot search without a warrant.
They thought she was kidnapped.
Which buys them entry. But once they had her, once the exigency was over, they had to get a warrant. There was no danger of losing evidence. They could have secured the premises. They can't even argue search incident to the arrest because the suspect was arrested outside the building. I know the idea of setting a murder defendant free is, of course, repugnant to everybody in this room, especially this defendant. But we have a Constitution, a Fourth Amendment and case law that couldn't be more clear. The police were required to have a warrant to search that closet. They didn't get that warrant. As a result, everything in that closet is inadmissible as evidence.
Ms. Gamble. Ms. Gamble?
The Fourth Amendment does not require warrants. It protects people against unreasonable searches, but it has never, by its language, required warrants.
The Supreme Court has chimed in and said that it does.
The modern Supreme Court interpreted it that way. The language only requires reasonableness, and nowhere does the Fourth Amendment ever say that evidence obtained absent a warrant or even absent reasonableness be excluded. This exclusionary rule wasn't carved out by the courts until 1961. That means for 172 years, the Fourth Amendment did just fine without excluding evidence. The courts decided to impose that sanction. The courts decided that that would be the best way to remedy police misconduct. Now we've stretched it to remedy police mistakes. Innocent mistakes, which themselves are reasonable. If a convicted felon locks up a woman, if he tells her he has guns in his closet, reason says he's forfeited his right to privacy.
Reason says those police officers should go in and investigate.
Are you asking me to ignore the holdings of the Supreme Court?
I'm asking you to recognize the absurdity of the exclusionary rule. I'm asking you to recognize how ridiculous it is to require 20-year-old police officers to understand the law when judges and lawyers can't. In this case, there was no misconduct by the officers. They rescued a woman who appeared to be kidnapped. They attempted to make sure the apartment was gun-free before the kidnapper returned. This is reasonable. That man sitting right over there stabbed a nun 30 times and cut her into pieces. He has a felony record. Last night, I got into a screaming argument with the defense counsel. She accused me of making this personal. It is personal. I take my job very personally, Your Honor. I like to come in here thinking the work I do counts for something. Just like those police officers. And when we see criminals get turned loose on technicalities that have nothing to do with merit or the Constitution was designed to protect the innocent, not the guilty. In this case, that man, Your Honor, feed this right into the mouths of the Supreme Court. If they want to spit him back on the street, yes, I'm asking you to overrule recent decisions. We need a brave judge to do that, Your Honor. Otherwise, they'll never get the chance to revisit the irrationality. He killed a nun. He mutilated a nun and stuffed her into a closet. Fourth Amendment was never meant to protect this animal. I'm sorry. It's personal.
Judge Hiller.
I think Helen did pretty well.
Given her hand, I've seen you better.
I'm sorry?
You hit all the marks. You certainly weren't bad, but I've seen you better.
Are you accusing me of something?
No.
Let's see you defend that guy better, Bobby.
I wasn't criticizing.
Yes, you are, and I don't like it.
Will the defendant please rise? Has the jury reached its verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What say you?
In the matter of Commonwealth versus Burroughs on the charge of solicitation, we find the defendant, Clyde Burroughs, not guilty.
Wow. Oh, God. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You stuck to your guns, Clyde. You hung in there. I gotta admit, I didn't think we'd win.
Well, I owe you big.
Do me a favor. From now on, go to bars like this instead of hotels. Pretty women don't come in here, except for Beck.
I take offense at that.
Roberta.
Hi. I just swung by to tell you that I won't be able to see you later tonight. I got to check on Judge Hiller. She may need me.
Well, how'd she rule?
Oh, she hasn't yet. I don't know which way she's going to go. So, can I please have a rain check for dinner?
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
Oh, she's made up her mind. I'm going to go. I'll call you later.
We're friends.
I agree with Ms. Gamble. There is nothing in the language of the Fourth Amendment that requires warrants. Nor is there anything that says illegally obtained evidence should be excluded. These rulings have been carved out by the courts in response to our distrust of the police. I also realize the courts are more than willing to adjust their thinking to the needs of the day. We search bags at airports now without warrants. Make people go through metal detectors. California requires fingerprints just to get a driver's license. The Department of Transportation has mandatory drug testing. We have all these invasive things we do to people, absent not only warrants, but absent any suspicion of wrongdoing. So, why can't a police officer who's been told there are weapons in the closet of a convicted felon, a man suspected of kidnapping, why can't he open the closet? I agree with the district attorney. The Fourth Amendment has been interpreted and expanded by the courts to the point where it belies both the language and the intent of the amendment, which is reasonableness. But I also know the Supreme Court rulings on search and seizure have set clear rules. And as much as I would love to be a renegade, our criminal justice system has no chance whatsoever once the judges themselves begin embracing judicial anarchy. The search of the closet was illegal. The contents are inadmissible. With the contents suppressed, I find no probable cause to hold the defendant. He is free to go.